right, on to this. I actually messed it up and had to start over. This is a vertical line. It's a mom function. You pick some random point on the x-axis, it does not matter where, but you label it C0. You must label it C0. And then it's a vertical line. It has nothing but rise or fall. Its domain is simply the element C, whatever that number is. Okay? Its range is it falls forever and it rises forever. Negative to infinity. Y equals C is the horizontal line at y equals some number, C. So you pick a point and you label it C0C. And then you draw a horizontal line. It's not rocket science. Why it's being missed is just pure apathy. Its domain is you run left forever to negative infinity, you run right forever to positive infinity. Its range is simply the element C. Now this one's new. This will be bonus. This is x cubed. I'm hesitant on making it a bonus right now, but I am. It won't be worth much, but it's easy. If you take -1, 0, and 1 and square them, or cube them, you get -1, 0, and 1. Plain and simple. Sorry. Yes. -1, -1, 0, 0, and 1, 1. Now, you really got to really see this, you need to take something like a 2 and cube it and get an 8. Because at 2, you rise all the way to 8. If you take a -2 and cube it, you get a -8. So at -2, go all the way down to -8, which I think is right there. Then you can actually see the true shape of the graph. It is basically the letter S. That's what some people call it. I call it a snake. It's a y-axis snake. Her domain is -infinity to infinity. Her range, very slowly she moves left, very slowly she moves right, but in the context of all time, it gets covered. -infinity to infinity. All right, another mom function, x to the 1/2, or better known as the square root of x. The 2 is not normally there. The 2 is understood. We don't usually write it, but I need to show it more often because a lot of kids just don't understand the understood. This is the arm. If you make a small table, the smallest thing you can take the square root of and be real is 0, and it returns 0. Then you take the square root of 1 and get 1. The next number you can take the square root of is 4, and you get a 2. I need to go ahead and I need to say 3 key points before I send this out. So 0, 0, 1, 1, 4, 2. That's the stuff for the arm. The next thing you take the square root of is 9, and 9 would be a 3, so forth. 9, 3, 16, 4, blah, blah, blah. Domain is 0 to infinity. Bracket on the 0. Range is the same, 0 to infinity. All right, cubic root of x. Cubic root of x looks a lot like x cubed. If you take the cubic root of -8, you get a -2. You take the cubic root of -1, you get a -1. Cubic root of 0, you get a 0. 1, 1, 8, 2. There's your key points. You only need 3. I need to modify that again to say that, 3 key points. But the cubic root of -8 is -2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's odd. It looks like that looks like a -10, doesn't it? I guess the text just got so small. 4, 8. It's right there. Take the cubic root of a -1, you get -1. Take the cubic root of 0, you get 0. 1 is 1. And then 8 is 2. It is the opposite or inverse of the other function x cubed. Mine doesn't quite do it justice, but it's a sideways snake. Its domain is -infinity to infinity. It runs right forever, runs left forever, and it falls slowly forever, and it rises slowly forever. There you go. Then we have the end behavior, x to the even. That's easy. X to the even starts high, ends high. I might make these a little out of order. X to the odd starts low, ends high. Negative x to the even starts low, ends low. Negative x to the odd starts high, ends low. That's easy points right there. Easy points. Here we have 2 times the absolute value of x minus 3 plus 5. So your mother function here is the absolute value of x. We're going to go right 3, and then we're going to go up 5 with an initial slope equal to 2. So right 3, rise 5. This is such an easy skill that anybody that sits down and actually tries to study could figure it out. Up 5 is going to be right there. We're going to rise 2 and run 1. There's my v. All right. This is missing a square and has a typo, obviously. That's what it should be. Negative 2 times the x minus 3 squared plus a 4. The mother function here is y equals x squared. Look back if you have to, but please start memorizing that thing. And it's also going to be a right 3 and an up 4. Right 3, up 4. So right 3, up 4, put me about right there. And we have an initial slope equal to negative 2. So we're going to fall 2 and run 1 both ways. And here we have the parabola. Not a v, she's a parabola. 15, you're going to have to get into y equals mx plus b. I'll just do that conversion. So I'm going to shift this over. Negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 12. You know, they teach this in 8th grade. I don't get it. Maybe it's just that you won't do things the way your teachers show you to do it. I don't know. If you divide everything by a negative, you get a positive 3/4 x plus, not plus, plus a negative 3. Let me write that. We cross the y-axis at negative 3, and we rise 3, and we run 4. Should look like that. Didn't put any inequalities on there. Straight up y equals mx plus b. Let me stop that, pause it in case we have a crash. I don't want to lose everything.